Hi, Aries. I am the Awakened Dreamer, and I'm here to give you your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of December 2020. And I do want to, of course, take this moment to, as always, express my gratitude and appreciation for all of your likes and comments and subscriptions. You're amazing. And I meditated on your energy overall for the subject for the month. And the message that came through was welcoming in the new. Love it. Welcoming in the new. So let's get started. Let's first pull a message or two from the Soul's Journey deck. What do we have for Aries to begin this monthly money and career reading? I'm going to take those. For December 2020, I think we have one more. For Aries, thank you, Spirit. Oh, a lot of messages for you. Okay. First up, balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into the world, and I do so without judgment. I feel like it's a month where you are doing everything in your power to instill more balance into your work schedule, your work environment. And I feel like you've been working on that for a little bit now, and you continue to do so, and you make a great amount of progress when it comes to that. And we have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. It feels like you've been watching things very closely when it comes to your work and your finances, and you sometimes doubt the outcome of things. You sometimes doubt where you're heading. And this is also reminding you that you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have all those answers when moving forward. Just trust in spirit and the universe as things unravel as they should. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. It may be a month where you are forced or put in a situation where you need to face a few fears you've had recently when it comes to your money situation or your career in general. You may need to be a bit courageous to kind of overcome a few obstacles that are ahead of you. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. It feels like there have been people that you've dealt with when it comes to your finances or, your work environment where you haven't received the kind of honesty you look for in other people or that you give out expecting in return. And I feel like you just need to understand that you can't expect you from other people, but at the end of the day, your good karma will come back to bless you in one way, shape, or form. Something to keep in mind. We get 3 purple cards, a very royal and spiritual color, my friend. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. It feels like this month, as you welcome in the new, you're going to be thinking back to certain mistakes and issues you've had when it comes to your money and career. And they're saying, don't have any regret. You did what you did, or what happened, happened. Learn from it, grow from it, and take that knowledge with you into your bright future. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. I feel like there are people in relationships in your life that you've been reassessing recently and kind of realizing and noticing how they affect your work, how they affect your mental state when it comes to your career and your finances. And I also feel like whatever you do for work, whatever you've been pursuing recently, is going to welcome in some new healthy relationships. Nice. Which I feel like you'll get more of a sense of honesty from those new relationships. Let's continue by pulling 6 tarot cards. A simple 6-card spread. One more shuffle. Alrighty, Spirit, what do we have for Aries to continue this money and career read for December 2020? What else do we have? I feel like you've been making certain adjustments to your work, whatever it is for you, whether it's a business, a project, your job in general. And I feel like you've been watching very closely as to how people react, how people accept that change. Interestingly enough. And I feel like those changes are directly connected to your need for more balance and harmony in your work. Interesting. They want me to just pull the last 3 from the top. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I do take jumpers or flyer cards. I should have said that in the beginning. But then occasionally I'm instructed to, by my guide, to pull from the top or the bottom of the deck. Alrighty. Ooh, good energy, my friend. So the 4 of Wands. Yes, and the 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, as I was just talking about balance and harmony. And it feels like you're sort of protecting that inner peace. And if that means you doing less work, or if that means you taking a step back and readjusting your schedule, you're doing just that. I'll put that right here with the balance card. Alrighty, so we're starting off with the 4 of Wands. The month starts off with you feeling, you know, it's side by side with this balance card. You're feeling more balanced because of the changes you've been making. You're feeling the need to celebrate. Maybe it's because of that, or simply maybe it's because people like the changes you're making when it comes to your career and your finances. People like this new you that's sort of less stressed and feeling a bit more in sync with your inner balance. And I feel like you'll also be celebrating maybe some accomplishments when it comes to your finances, you know, your financial goals. You may reach 1 or 2 of your small goals financially. That's awesome. And I feel like you may decide to get together with some soul connections at the beginning of the month to celebrate, to sort of acknowledge where things are heading and what you've achieved up until this point. The Lovers for the second card. And I feel like as the month trickles on, you make your way to the middle of the first half, you're left feeling more in love with your job because of the changes you've been making, because you're welcoming in the new, welcoming in, you know, new structures and new balance, and just allowing yourself to kind of let the old way of being, the old way of doing things be in the past and stay there. And so you're falling back in love with your work, falling back in love with yourself and your finances, all of the above. And it's making you feel so good. You're able to maybe spend more time with your loved ones, your soul connections, because of the adjustments you've been making. And I also feel like you're sort of doing a better job at this point with just simply going with the flow, allowing yourself not to force things as much, like I believe we were talking about. Oh, no, that was a different reading. Queen of Cups. So when the first half of the month wraps up, you're feeling so peaceful, so at ease. There will be a situation at this point, though, where Spirit's saying you need to trust your intuition. You need to, when that gut feeling pops up and is screaming at you to go for something or to stay away from somebody or a situation, trust it. Trust it. If you feel like you need to make another adjustment to your work or to your environment, absolutely do so. If you feel like you need to, you know, have more flexibility with your money, or you need to save a bit more, trust that feeling. As you do welcome in new things, new opportunities, new structures, and new sense of balance, trust that intuition and make sure you're letting that side by side with your guides, you know, guide you in the right direction. Now I'm seeing this with her hands up in the air. You just simply being like, I surrender to the universe, to spirit, to the way things are meant to unravel, allowing for things to just simply be. And also doing a better job once again about letting old ways of being and old situations and old people just stay in the past as you embrace the new and welcome in all of these new opportunities in forms of abundance. And then we have the Sun card to move on to the second half of the month / spread. And it's interesting because when you surrender more and you go with the flow more and you allow yourself to welcome in more balance and peace and harmony, you're left feeling so happy, so joyful. You're now enjoying your work again. Or, you know, if it's a new job for you, you're enjoying it much more than what you've done in the past. Feeling like, you know, just kind of skipping through the fields, telling everybody about your work, which you won't need to because you'll be getting enough recognition and admiration just because of all of the hard work you've been putting in. It's aligned with this Four of Wands, and once again, you're going to be feeling this balance, leaving you, you know, feeling a lot happier, as well as, you know, you're going to be wanting to celebrate again to start the second half of the month. You may not celebrate again, but simply it's just leaving you in that kind of excited feeling, you know, once again, falling back in love with what you're doing. Side by side with this doubt card, and I feel like releasing the need to have all those answers once again, going with the flow, surrendering, and, you know, releasing any sort of doubt that you have about your future and your circumstances leaves you feeling like the sun, leaves you feeling happier. The Fool card to move right along. And I feel like as the month goes on, you continue to sort of just go with the flow. You know, you continue to just sort of fall back into the way things are meant to be, into the future that spirit and the universe has planned for you. You know, you may be utilizing crystals at certain points in the month as well. And I feel the need to say you'll be feeling very free at this point in the month. In line with the Lovers, I feel like as you fall back in love with yourself and your life and your career and your financial situation, even if it isn't truly ideal at this time, it makes you feel more free. You feel like some burdens just kind of naturally fall to the wayside or are lifted off your shoulders. It feels like a more simplistic way of approaching things. Six of Pentacles to finish off the spread in month. And Spirit and the universe is behind the scenes very, very proud of you for making these adjustments and changes that you feel necessary as well. You know, Spirit feels they're necessary, you know, side by side with you. But they're simply coming through at the end of the month to show you that everything's going to work out by giving you a new opportunity to make money or a little windfall of, you know, abundance in one way, shape, or form. As you do welcome in the new and you're opening up to new opportunities and new forms of abundance, they're saying, you know what? Because you're doing all this hard work, this inner work, making these necessary adjustments, we're going to show you how that works out, that all of that does pay off. And it's aligned with the Queen of Cups. And they're reminding you with these two aligned that as you surrender, as you take a more peaceful approach, as you trust your intuition as well, your gut feeling, it pays off in a multitude of ways. Let's continue by pulling a message or two from the Energy Oracle deck. What do we have for Aries to continue this monthly read? Money and career for December. Thank you, Spirit. Excuse any noise in the background if you can hear it. What do we have for Aries? Okay, I think we have one or two more. What else do we have? Those ones shot out. Adjacent possibilities. It feels like you are going to be presented with multiple new doors to go through, multiple new opportunities to make money, enhance your career. And it's up to you to once again trust that intuition and realize that you have the answers within. You don't need to look to other people or other situations to figure out which door is right for you. Contract. If you've been looking to sign a contract, my friend, it's coming. You'll be signing it in this month. And, you know, I'm being drawn to this, a new sense of balance once again. It's written all over this reading. And I'm also being drawn to the fact that she's a blindfold on. You know, once again, feeling like you don't have the answers, but feeling more balanced, even though you don't have, you know, all these blanks filled in. Once again, reminding you to trust your intuition. Rest and rejuvenation. You've been working hard, Aries, maybe too hard at times. And now that you've made some adjustments that give you the freedom and the space to relax a bit, do just that. Implement some self-care. You'll see how it benefits your work and your mental state moving forward. You know, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your finances, it all relates. Definitely do some meditation this month as well. Let's finish off by pulling a message or two from the Making Magic deck. Let's wrap this up for Aries. Thank you, Spirit. What else do we have? We have one more for Aries. Okay. The elements. The elements of fire, air, earth, and water combine to create powerful, protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. It feels like all around this month, you're doing what you need to at the end of the day to feel more balanced mentally, spiritually, physically, and it's all going to pay off. It's all going to benefit every area of your life, including your career and your finances. You'll see. Put that right over here. Safe and happy travel. Protection from harm when journeying. If you're planning to travel at some point when it comes to, or just in general, but also I feel like some of you might be traveling for your job, your career, you're being protected and guided. Just remember that by your spirits and angels always. But also, if you don't see yourself actually physically traveling or moving anywhere, this is a month where as you continue down your ideal path, your destined path, as you make necessary changes, you're protected and guided always. Self-confidence, what a good note to end on. Strong self-belief and a sense of worth. And it's because, you know, as you start to fall back in love with your life and your career and your financial situation, your self-confidence is skyrocketing along with your self-worth. And therefore, once again, you're welcoming in new opportunities, new ways of being, new, more peaceful, balanced ways of approaching your career and your finances. With that said and done, I once again more than appreciate your likes and comments and subscriptions. And I hope this reading was helpful. Hope you have the most amazing month. And I'll see you next time. Bye, Aries.